Q&A Thursday, and by now you already know the drill. We've been taking your questions and answering them each Thursday so that you guys can get to know us a little bit better and also to switch things up from our Throwback Thursday videos. So I'm just gonna launch right in, starting with the question that Marianne asked, which was, if you weren't doing YouTube, what would you be doing? And this was definitely a very tough question because I have two very different passions. One is crafting, obviously, and the other one is science. And I used to be, I was a human biology major and I was pre-med, so I used to want to be a doctor. And I don't think it's ever too late to go back to school, so I would probably go back to school and work in the medical field. I don't know if I'd become an MD, but I could also, I don't know, I wanted to be an epidemiologist. I thought about becoming a medical examiner. There's a lot of different things to do in the medical field, so probably something there. Next question comes from 17 Days of Crafting, and the question is, which was your favorite challenge with HGTV Handmade members? The shoe challenge. I loved that challenge. I had never done a DIY project on a canvas shoe before, so it was fun to do something different, and I think everybody knocked that one out of the park. Everybody did well, and I think I was just looking for an excuse to do something nautical, and I love how they came out. I love how the shoes came out, so definitely the shoe challenge. Next question is from Sarah Davis. Julia, if you had to change your name, what would you change it to? / what were you almost named? I love this question because we still laugh about this to this day. My dad wanted to name me Desiree Juliet, and I don't think there's anything wrong with either of those names, but that combination just, I don't think it suits me at all. And thankfully my mom intervened and named me Julia instead, which I really love. But if I had to change my name, what would I change it to? I think a really beautiful name that I don't hear often is Stella. I love that name, but I don't really hear a lot of people being called Stella, so probably that. Next question comes from Sana Salim, and it is, which is your favorite DIY? And DIY Days also asked me, show your favorite DIY you did. Unfortunately, I can only tell you, I can't show you because someone stole it from me. And that was the watermelon rug that I did last summer. Loved that. I had put it outside of my front door at my old apartment. One day I came back from work and it was gone. And I could obviously just make another one. I actually made two and I gave one to my parents and I kept one. So I could either make another one or go to my parents' house and steal theirs, but I definitely really loved that rug. Aisha Hussein asks, what is your biggest craft fail? I don't think this is my biggest, but it's definitely the most recent. So I'm gonna show you guys the aftermath. I tried to make this layered soap. I don't even know how to describe what I was trying to do. I really don't, because it was just a complete mess and I don't really know where I went wrong, but I think my issue was that I was trying to be like 3 different people at once. I was trying to man the camera and keep the double boiler going and then pour the soap into the soap mold, and I was literally running around my kitchen with my tripod to go to the stove, then to go to the counter, like going back and forth. And in the process, not only did I completely botch the DIY project, I also ruined one of my favorite saucepans. It's a goner because I left the double boiler on too long, and then, I don't know, I think it was just a mess. And now my entire kitchen smells like oranges, and the smell will not go away. It's just, I think it's like infused into the walls or something because it will not go away. Next question, Miss MX asks, your apartment is looking amazing so far from what I can see. What are your 3 top tips for moving into an apartment? Okay, the first one is something I did not do enough of the first time around, and it is do your research. I think the first time around, I was so eager to move out of my parents' house and to just grow up already that I spent maybe 2 or 3 weeks searching, and I either ignored or didn't really notice a lot of the red flags, and I ended up moving into a really unsafe apartment complex that I was absolutely miserable in because I didn't do enough research. So do your research. Also, if possible, take your time. And I say if possible because I was talking to Meg about apartment hunting in New York City, and she was telling me about how since apartments are so scarce, the moment you find something, sign the lease. Whereas here in Houston, it's not that way, and a lot of the places that I looked at had what they called look and lease specials, where if you saw the apartment and then leased within 24 hours or 48 hours, they would give you some type of incentive, like a gift card or a month free rent or something else. And as tempting as that was, a lot of the apartments that did that, I found that they were trying to hide something. That's why they were trying to get you to make a decision so quickly. So I would definitely say steer clear of anyone who tries to rush you into a decision. And what's a third tip? I guess another thing that I struggled with was don't be afraid to ask for help. The first time around when I moved, I did it completely on my own. I didn't hire movers. I didn't have my family or friends help me. I built all my furniture myself. I love doing everything myself, as you guys can probably tell. But this time around, I hired movers. I asked family and friends to come help me. If you have to bribe people with pizza, bribe them with pizza. Do whatever you can, because moving can be really stressful, but when you have people helping you, it's way, way easier. Next question is from Amanda Simpson. About how long on average does it take you to make a DIY video? Great question. Generally, I'm gonna give you a range. Generally, it takes between 12 and 15 hours. And that might sound like a lot of time to some people, especially considering that what you guys see is a 3 to 4 minute video. But there is kind of a planning phase, and then I take a field trip to the craft store or the hardware store to get my supplies. Then filming takes me anywhere from 6 to 8 hours generally, and editing takes another several hours. And I love each part of the process. I know some people find editing to be tedious. I actually really like editing. That's my favorite part. But it is a very, very long process. Next question is from Hien Pham. My question is, what's been the most challenging challenge so far? This is an easy answer. The mystery box challenge. And I did horribly on that challenge. I think that's what I like about our challenge videos, is that you never know what to expect, and it's always fun to see how everybody does. Over the year and a half that we've been doing these videos, I think I've realized that I prefer challenges where we're set something that's kind of like a blank canvas, and then we can use the materials we want. I don't really like challenges where we're given a set of materials and then we have to make something. So I don't know, I didn't do very well on that challenge. I just wasn't feeling very inspired, and I had also just moved, so I didn't know where any of my craft supplies were, and it was just a mess. I wish I had been able to go to the craft store for that challenge video, because it was very tough. Next question comes from Aniba Bastola. How long have you been making crafts, and would you sell your crafts? Ooh, that's a really good question. I don't know. I've been crafting since I was a kid, definitely. I mean, my mom is a very creative lady. She always had us in art classes and photography classes and just making all kinds of things at home. But I took a really long break from crafting because in high school and college, I think I was so obsessed with science and math that I blocked out everything else. I didn't really take a ton of creative electives. I didn't really craft outside of school because I was just so busy trying to make all A's and trying to be pre-med, so I didn't really craft a ton. But after I graduated from college, I started crafting again because I was really broke and I really wanted to make jewelry because I couldn't afford a lot of the stuff that I saw in stores. So that's kind of how I got back into it, and I've been crafting pretty intensely ever since. Would I sell my crafts? Never say never, but I don't think so. I like making things either for myself or to give, that sounds really selfish, but I like making things on a small scale that I can either put in my own apartment or give to friends, but I don't really want to make anything on a large enough scale, not necessarily mass produced, but on a large enough scale to sell it to a bunch of people. And I also make these videos so that you guys don't have to feel like you have to buy these things from other people. You can feel empowered to do it yourself. So I don't think I really need to sell anything because you guys can watch the tutorials on here, and yeah, not really trying to profit off of my crafts, just like doing it as a hobby. This question comes from Faye Madden. Who are your favorite YouTubers? This is tough. How much time do you guys have? I checked the other day and I am subscribed to over 150 different YouTube channels. I'm obsessed with it the way a lot of people are obsessed with Netflix and binge watching. I could sit there for hours and watch a ton of different people. But if I had to narrow it down, Cassie from Cloudy Apples, really great channel. Beautiful filming, beautiful editing. I guess I would describe her as kind of a lifestyle channel. There's a little bit of everything. I also really like Shameless Maya. I think for any of you artists out there, you might be really inspired by her story. She basically decided to shamelessly promote herself for a whole year. promote herself and her work, which I think is really cool because I know so many artists who are really great at what they do, but they never really share it with the world, either because they're scared or they have some other excuse. But I think it's great to celebrate your own work and your own talent. So I really like Shameless Maya, and I also love Claire, or Hey Claire, Claire Marshall. I met her at VidCon last year, and she is just as cool in person as she is on YouTube, and I really like her videos. She does a lot of beauty and fashion videos and vlog videos. And I'm gonna stop there because I could go on and on and on, but those are a few of my favorites. So those are all the questions that I'm going to answer today. Thank you guys so much for participating in Q&A Thursday. We've really enjoyed doing this, so we hope you guys have enjoyed watching it. And we're gonna keep switching things up on Thursdays in the future, so let us know what you guys would like to see in a comment down below. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in another video very soon. Bye guys!